Hey, Planeswalkers, Mythras here. Hope you're doing well and staying safe. Welcome to today's episode of Top Deck, my friends. We are covering a top 100 Jeskai Pyrocycling deck. That is correct, my friends. A lot of you have asked me about this deck, many of you on stream and so forth, so I figured it's time to update one of the cycling decks and give you a look at one of the new ones here on the street. So with that, thank you as always, Planeswalkers. I appreciate your support. Please feel free to subscribe down over there. And we do have a lot that we're going to cover because you can absolutely go down below, check out the timestamps. If we do have questions or comments throughout the video, please let me know. I'm here to help. Or feel free to hop in the Discord server, my friends. We are going to talk about the deck list strategy. We'll cover the sideboard for best of three. We'll go play some competitive Magic here for both best of one and best of three. And then we'll bring this back together and talk about where this may be sitting in the meta today. So with that, Planeswalkers, let's dive right into it here, where we are going to talk about the key component of the cycle deck, but then additionally some of the new pieces that we find from this Jeskai Pyromancer cycle version. And this particular version is V Cardarelli's here within the top 100 as well. So becoming a very popular one. We've seen it finish and play well in the 5K Kaldheim, and additionally multiple top, I'll just say 500 versions as well. I like this one in particular just because of the sideboard, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. This operates like your traditional cycle deck, so everything in it for the most part is all about cycling. The difference here is this version runs to Fury, so we have that ability to draw a card and discard as well, which is nice. We get some other interactions with Fury here. It also picked up Ironcrag Pyromancer. So the big one here is whenever we draw our second card each turn, Ironcrag Pyromancer deals 3 damage to any target. So this clears board creatures for you. It dodges a lot of different kill spells, at least in burn, like our lovely snow decks. And then also we do have that ability to go the face and get some additional win conditions here. And it's not a legendary creature, so you can certainly stack a bunch of these. Then we got Riley the Everwise. So here we get +1/+0 for each instant and sorcery card in our graveyard. And then whenever we discard one or more cards for the first time each turn, we get to draw that many cards. So very, very important here. Again, this is when you draw a second card, so you get to draw twice here. So instead of having to cycle through 2, you only have to cycle through 1 to activate Ironcrag Pyromancer. Additionally, similar with Improbable Alliance here, my friends. Same thing, you're gonna get that pickup. So also don't forget the 6 here, draw a card then discard a card. A lot of people forget about that at times, but this is really helpful against a lot of those aggro decks, and also just give you some other options to fly over the top and deal some damage. But again, everything else in this deck works like your traditional cycle. These are the big pickups. This particular one is only running 3 Zenith Flares, so a little bit different here, so not 4, so something to keep in mind. And then also mixing up a couple of other things here. The other key pickup here that we got is Kaldheim's Mortal Lands, really helping this. And this version also does not run the 4 color, so it is a true Jeskai Pyromancer deck. So if you guys want additional details, you guys can absolutely watch me play this on stream as well. But this is the main board, and again, it's all about that cycle dealing damage with Zenith Flare. We get some additional opportunities here with Ironcrag, and then other ways to kind of beat down our opponents in terms of the strategy here. Now for sideboard, pretty important, and it does matter obviously for best of 3 always. So we will talk about this in terms of aggro, mid-range, and the late game lineup here, my friends. I like this particular version because I don't mind having a second Riley. Additionally, it's a little bit more counter magic balance, which is nice in my opinion, which I appreciate, because you do want to lock in some matches against everyone's favorite Sultai Ultimatum decks, and also some of the other Dimir control decks and things out there as well. So in terms of the aggro, these are really going to be things like the Boros aggro deck we ran yesterday, mono red aggro. It could also just be mono white, the mono white aggro life gain. Also, my friends, we do have some of the Nai aggro decks and mono green aggro. In particular, what you're mostly going to do is you're probably going to run Iron Cat Melee, Glass Casket, potentially Shredded Sails, depending on what they're playing. And what we'll look to move out, a lot of times you can move out the Boon of the Wishgiver. Additionally, Go for Blood might not be a bad one, or Starlight or Drannith excuse me, Starling Development. I like the Draineth Healer for that life gain. Might give you a little bit of helpful boost early game if you need to, in particular, and Go for Blood still allows you to pick things off the board, which is pretty crucial against aggro decks. And then when we go to the mid-range battles, these are going to be things like Rule Aggro. We also have other decks here, like potentially the Izzet Tempo decks, per se. Then you're going to run into things like Selesnya counters potentially, and those are kind of, again, borderline aggro decks. Then we also have the Rakdos Sacrifice, Jund Sacrifice decks, things to keep in mind there. And then potentially you could consider this kind of a mid-rangey deck as well, for a mirror match. And then what we do need to keep an eye out for is some of the non-creature based decks. So similar to this, in that space, the main creature board decks, we are going to stick to the similar strategy for the aggro, but outside that, if they are rogues decks or this mirror match, you're certainly going to want to get Soul Guide Lantern in. You're going to want some of the counter spells, but additionally for those late or the excuse me, long day. Additionally, for the decks that are more direct kill spells and those kinds of things, or control-y, you're going to want things like Disdainful Stroke, Negates, Mystical Disputes, potentially Shredded Sails. And then we're going to look for a little bit different makeup here. You're going to want to keep this on the draw. I would look to remove things like Go for Blood or potentially Starting Development, potentially Draineth Healer as well, to kind of mix things up. And then when we move into late game, these are going to be decks like the Dimir Control deck. These could be the Ultimatum decks, either Teamer or Emergent or Sultai. Again, similar style here. You may want to go with the Soul Guide Lantern, otherwise Disdainful Stroke, Negate, Mystical Dispute. The other one I would maybe throw in there is Riley the Everwise. This is helpful and more helpful against decks that are more late game, potentially even the mid game battles, mid-range battles, just depending on if they're not as creature based. That way, you know, we can really start cycling through the answers that we need, get to that Zenith Flare and kind of fire things off. And then also we have that ability to protect at the top end. Here you can look to move out Draineth Healer and Go for Blood for sure. Everything else probably isn't too bad there for you. So with that, Planeswalkers, we talked about the aggro, the mid-range, and the late game lineup for our best of 3. We did talk about the strategy objective of this deck, why it's a little bit different, and the things that it's got going for it over the traditional cycle deck. I think this is a really nice iteration, and obviously, like I said, I played on stream and had some fun with it myself. So let's go ahead and play some competitive Magic here, my friends, today. Looking forward to running this one. But before we do, as we are still doing the decay clock, I think this is like day 4 now, 3 or 4. We've only gotten to 287. So actually going a little bit slower than I thought. So a little bit surprised about that. But because of this, we're actually going to go into play. Looking forward to playing this deck, as I mentioned for you here today. So play. We did the Boros equipment deck. You guys can certainly check that out. We're running the top 100 Jeskai Pyrocycling version today. There was that top 500 Jeskai cycling that I did. But again, many of you were asking for this one, so today you have it, my friends. Now, Planeswalkers, as always, appreciate your support. Feel free to subscribe to the channel down over there. Additionally, like the video if you like it. You can like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter and Twitch, stay up to date on content like this. Make sure you flip on those notifications, my friends, so that you can see these things happening. And then additionally, as I like to say, I have been playing a decent amount and will continue to play a decent amount of live stream on Twitch, so looking forward to that. Subscribers and things, I'm looking forward to rolling out some fun gameplay matches for us. So let's go ahead here and we'll focus on our match at hand. I'm debating on this, but we'll wait here. So we do have the Zenith Flare. We just got to get to the right answer on the life gain. We may go Draineth. Because the life might be more important, but we'll cycle like this. Now, the other thing about this version, we aren't running Lurrus. So keep that in mind, my friends. Now, we'll play this guy first. We could have played something else, but I was banking that they probably had a Bone Crusher or something like that. Ooh, that's what we need. So we'll cycle this guy out for now. So we'll need to block the Annex most likely. If they have a cleave, we're going to be in a really bad spot. They don't have it because they're attacking them with both, so we'll block here. We need that other land. Then we can get Iron Crag on there on the board. Oh. That is unfortunate. Let's go for the land. I think we cycle both those. Need to get to that land. So now they can have cleave. Ooh. All right, 6. I think we hit Torbran here. Oh no. Ooh, that's big for us. That's really big because now we can do this. And now we can cycle. Ooh. Now we could have used Zenith Flare, but we want to keep that. Oh, what are you gonna take? Oh, they didn't take anything. Good thing we had another Iron Crag there, my friends, and we had a Zenith Flare. That was a really nice match against Mono Red for us. Super, super nice. All right, on to our next best of one here. Whew. That was spicy. I was a little worried. And they started drilling me with all the direct damage. Very, very interesting burn Mono Red play. All right, so here we go. Our opponent's going first. We got a Lurrus deck. We will keep this. Gonna start out with that Rogue's deck. Now the challenge here is we need to be able to get enough lands. If we can get to turn 4 and get some lands they can't counter, we'll be fine. Oh man. There's another one, so we're good there. All right, so we have to make it. Have to make it far enough here. Have to sit. So if they can kill him, they win. If not, it'll be okay. So we got our Zenith Flare. But it doesn't take much to kill him. One drown and lock. Oh, or that. Not so good there. Not so good against the Rogues deck, my friends. And I assume we'll continue to see the Rogues deck starting to come on and creep up a little bit more. All right. Not that it was never bad. So let's go ahead here into our next one. It's got a lot of answers for the cycle deck. Plus, it works against itself when it is milling. So they got me before turn 4, so it's pretty quick. That time they're able to play everything that they needed to as well. All right, Lord of Leaves. I've played Lord of Leaves, actually. We've played Lord of Leaves, so let's see what we got going on here. We can keep this for now. Hi, Lord of Leaves, again. Uh-oh. There we go. We got a little bit of everything going on. And we got our Iron Crag. Could have cycled there, but we didn't do it. Now they're gonna burn him. Yeah. That's okay. Two burn spells. Here comes Cleave. No Cleave. All right, we're still in it then. Well, it's not going to matter if they target my Iron Crag here. We'll see. Nope. Okay. Oh, it's going to be close. Oh, second one. Four. Oh, no. Just enough. Just enough. What a bummer. Bummer, bummer, bummer. So we didn't hit a lot of the stuff that we needed to stay alive. We did get to see the Ironcrag Pyromancer work, though. Certainly a fan. We just kind of had some problems on some mana base, but that's all right. All right, let's go into our traditional standard play now and play some best of 3 again. There's that top 200 Boros equipment deck that we did, but again, very fast matches here. With our cycling deck. So either you're going to connect and you're going to do it real quick and you're gonna knock things down, or if you do play an aggro matchup, it could go the other way. So Dawid it is here for our best of 3. We'll play first. Struggling. I'm gonna keep it though. I'm gonna keep it though because I can get Flourishing Fox down, and it's a slower deck. Maybe. We'll see. So we missed this land drop. Being very aggressive here. We'll see if it pays off though. Ouch. There we go. We'll go with our double blue. Because we need it for improbable there. Alright, there's Raeli. So here's our Sultai. I'm actually going to go this first. We'll go a little bit slow. We're going slow against this. There we go. We'll go with the red. I'm gonna wait on Riley here. There we go. So we got Shadow's Verdict we have to be careful of. We can play Riley next. We're gonna do that though. So now we have the tokens on the board, so we can do something. This is going to be painful, though. This is where you need the slips and the counter spells, so when they do get to 7, then you can hold them down. Now, we did miss on our land drops. Let's see what Dawa does. Generally, it's going to be L runes, Tybalt, and Kraken. Be my guess for this one. Well, a little bit different. Shadow's Verdict. I can get rid of that. I'll let him play Shadow's Verdict because we don't have much in there. Well, we want to keep that, probably. There we go. Oh, painful. And we'll do this. All right, so next turn, we have lethal. And the way this works is we cycle, then we make Iron Crag the starting development here. So that's 6. Oh, Koma's gonna do it though. We can cycle both on the upkeep. We'll see. It's going to be tight. Don't forget that one. There we go. So on their upkeep, we cycle. We'll see if we get away with that. Gotta sack the other serpent. There we go. Yes. We did it. That was so nasty, my friends. They're so nasty. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna flip these in. We'll flip those in. We'll flip Riley in. We're gonna drop the Draenus. We don't need those. Teffy's expensive. Can drop the Tefuries. And then I think we drop the Startling. Actually, no. We'll keep the Startling. We'll drop the Bloods. There we go. Okay. Ooh, super nasty. I think if they would have played the Snake, though, they could have removed my guy's ability, but I'd have to double check. There, but super nice. Whew. Play there. Now, that, my friends, is certainly a reason why you play Iron Craig. 6 damage there. You're 3 on your turn, 3 on theirs. Lock them in on upkeep. We will keep this. So this time we got a few more lands. That hurts. All right, let's see if we can keep this one on the board. If we can get to flip something out here. Get Iron Craig. Drop an Improbable Alliance. We do lose some linearity with this deck, though, on the cycle side. I'm okay with that. We're going to keep one of those back. Yes, not. Oh. Ooh, they're stuck on lands too. All right. We can go 6. I debate. We know that they're running the disputes though. I feel like the better choice. Is a cycle. Be safe. Verdict's gonna wipe me though. That's gonna be painful. So there we go. Could have kept one cat up, I guess. Yes! Nice! We got it! We got it! Super fun matches there, my friends. Whew. Very, very nice for best of 3. So we lost some of that linearity, but we made up for that with some really, really nice direct damage there. So let's go ahead and check out the deck again. This was a top 100 deck, Jeskai cycling deck, Jeskai Pyromancer Cycling, whatever you want to call it, from V. Cardarelli. Big additions here being Iron Crag Pyromancer. We certainly got to see that in action. We did see Riley work as well. That double pickup is nice. We went less on the Zenith Flares. Teferi's nice in the top end. We didn't get Teferi in though. We do get some nice additional abilities here that we can utilize and really, really balance out this deck. Great sideboard set up really, really nicely for you in the best of 3. Again, we've seen this deck really, really perform well recently, which was nice to see. So a lot of it's been that removal of that graveyard hate. We're starting to see more Soul Guide Lanterns again. Obviously, we're seeing it here. We got things like Rogue's probably going to creep up, so keep an eye on that. But best of 1, we did go 1 and 2, and then best of 3, we went 2 and 0, I believe. So it worked out really, really nicely for us. A lot of fun there. Well, at least we won best of 3. In terms of where this kind of sits in the meta today, certainly I think it's at the high end of tier 2 for both. Right, just given where we're at right now, this has been performing really, really well recently, and obviously has a very nice high win rate. Probably actually one of the highest, at least that I've seen, for best of 3, at least on Arena. A little bit different when you look at it from some of the tournaments and things like that, but certainly is doing well. In best of 1, it's also got a really nice win rate. So I think that's where it's positioned right now. We'll continue to keep an eye on it. Obviously, you guys know that these things shift and change. So keep an eye out on our weekly meta update, because that will give you a lot of insights where things are and where they're performing. As we highlighted, this was one of the top counters to Sultai Ultimatum, which is what we just played and which we were just successful against, my friends. So if you do have questions or comments, please let me know down below. Happy to help. Please feel free to hop in the Discord server. Love seeing you guys in there. Great chatter as well. Feel free hop into the Twitch as well, because I am doing Tuesdays and Thursdays. We'll probably expand that out to more, but great ways that we can interact, particularly for subscribers. So feel free to do that. And other ways, great ways to support the channel down below, like becoming a patron, or supporting the YouTube channel as a member and getting deck list reviews and a lot of other things, my friends. So I'm very excited about this. And lastly, huge thank you as always, Planeswalkers. Truly appreciate your support. Feel free to subscribe to the channel down over there. Flip on those notifications. You guys can like the video. You guys can also like me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter and Twitch. Stay up to date on content like this. All right. Hope you guys like the Jeskai Pyro Cycling decks. Certainly a ton of fun, running rampant right now and doing very well. So we'll see you again soon, Planeswalkers. Stay safe. Mythras out. Until next time, a lot of content, lots of things going on and coming your way.